Yo, yo, welcome to Cooking Up Sports, man. I'm your host, JJ Cook, of course. I just want to say I appreciate y'all, man. Whoever's out there looking, whoever's out there listening. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to join us, to kick it with us, to talk a little bit of sports. Um, as somebody who loves sports, especially football, man, football my number one sport. I played basketball, like basketball as well, but it's just like, man, sports is what brings a lot of people together with a lot of stuff going on out there in the world. So I definitely love to talk sports, man, and kick it with real people, real fans, like real people that, got different perspectives on different things. But, for this platform, man, what we want to do with Cooking Up, man, we just want to have a safe platform for people to come and voice their opinions. Just get their point across and kind of just kick it from a fan perspective. Like, this is gonna be a platform where we just kick it pretty much. We hanging out. But yeah, that jingle, what's up? What's up, Dom? Yeah, that jingle, man. I appreciate Trey's beats for the jingle. If y'all heard the intro, I gotta get with my boy, man. I appreciate my boy blessing me with that thing right there. So yeah. So that definitely get my day started, man. Got a lot of stuff to get into, man. That's going on in the sports world. As you know, All-Star Weekend was this weekend. Yeah, you had the dunk contest. Of course, you had the three-point shooting contest. And you also had the three-point shoot contest between Steph and Sabrina Ionescu, which was something that was new this year. As for those of y'all that don't know, Sabrina Ionescu is a women WNBA basketball player who played for the New York Liberty. She a beast too. She can shoot. So that definitely was a dope event. One of the highlights of the weekend. We definitely gonna get into some football as well. You got NFL free agency going on. We gotta talk Cowboys. Come on, it's only right. Definitely gotta talk Cowboys. So we're gonna get into that. The state of the Cowboys. Jerry say they all in. Michael Parsons going on a podcast tour. He's talking everywhere about everything. So yeah, Dak's contract, a whole bunch of stuff, man. Then you got free agency, the draft. Caleb Williams, will he go number one? You got a lot of people trying to hype up Drake May. It's just so much stuff going on, man. We're going to get into a little bit of that. But the first thing we're going to talk about All-Star Weekend. Yeah. So I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but a lot of people is upset with how the All-Star game went down. So a lot of people want to know, how can we fix it? Like, how can you make it better? You see the players scored a record score of 211 points. No team has ever scored 200 points. I think the East All-Stars had at least 50 points in each quarter. So that never happened. Like, nobody's playing defense. And I can remember, not that long ago, when Kobe was, God rest his soul, when Kobe was still in the league and he was challenging LeBron back in the day in the fourth quarter, like, bruh, they came to see us. They came to see us go at it. So, like, what you gonna do? Let's go. And I think all the players were upset. I think LeBron ended up passing the ball or something like that at the end of the game or whatever. But like we don't have that competitive edge no more in the All-Star game. I think the last little bit of competitiveness we had was when they was playing for charity, and they had it by they was playing by the quarter. So whoever won the quarter got a certain amount of money for their charity. So at the end of those quarters, you seen the players be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more active on defense. But in the game Sunday, like you had absolutely no defense being played. They actually shot a record number of threes, like the most threes ever been shot in a All Star game happened on Sunday. I think it was 168 threes that got shot. That ain't never happened before. You got some people, the so-called experts, they saying it's because of the 3-point line. Some people saying it's because of the not necessarily the 3-point line, but the amount of threes that people shoot. A lot of people, want to blame Steph and say, there's a little saying going around that he ruined basketball. He was kind of joking about it a little bit, but I don't think so. But like I said, I definitely want to see more defense played. I feel like they kind of getting away from the defense, and they're kind of doing that in the NFL too. Where teams just want to, you know, they want to see teams go up and down the field and score, but it's like, you got both sides of the ball, like, so they kind of make rules that kind of hinder the defense. But as far as the NBA and basketball go, some people say, I heard JJ Redick say, hand checking, but he also said he don't think hand checking would, kind of fix it too much because guys are so talented individually on offense that they pretty much going soon you put their hand on it, they're gonna jump up and go for the foul. So like these guys are really smart. They really talented at drawing fouls. So that's gonna be a difficult situation. I also saw something on the internet that I thought was a great idea to fix the All Star game, and that was from Hassan Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside, who recently announced his retirement from the NBA, had said that you know they should give the winner, whether it's the East or the West side, because as you know, they was going to the captains where the captains get to pick who they want on their team, but they actually this year was the first time in a few years they went back to the East versus the West. So he was saying that maybe they should give the conference that wins home court advantage in the finals. So if I'm not mistaken, I think they do this in baseball. I think they do this in baseball for their All Star game. Whoever wins the NL or the AL, they actually get home field advantage for the World Series. I'm gonna check on that. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how they do it, and I feel like that would work. That would definitely work. I think that's a good idea right there. I feel like that'll get the players playing defense for real, for real. So I don't know, man. What y'all think? Like, I want y'all to let me know in the comments, man. Like what y'all think can fix the game, especially my basketball fans out there. Like I said, I think Hassan Whiteside idea is a pretty good idea. Um, but sometimes it's just hard to watch, man. Like I'm somebody who like both sides of the ball. I like the X's and O's of the game. So for you to just, cater everything to the offense, it's just it's not gonna look pretty. You know what I mean? It's not gonna look pretty. People jacking up threes, shooting 3-quarter shots. Um, you got Cat scoring 50. He scored 50 in a loss. You got Dame. He scored 39 points. Dame actually won MVP. But it's hard to watch, man, for somebody who really like watching the game. You know what I mean? Now for somebody who's just a borderline fan, just coming to see trick shots and offensive highlights and stuff like that, then they might not have a problem with it. But for the people who like really watch the game and really know sports and really know basketball like that, it wasn't a good watch. It wasn't a good watch. It was bad because I know I like to see competitors go at each other. Like this the best of the best. So we want to see y'all like nah, you not better than me. Like let me show you what's up. You know what I mean? And it's hard because I know players, being that their All-Star game is in the middle of the season, people don't want to get hurt and things of that nature. So like I definitely understand the players not going as hard as they probably would if it was at the end of the season. But at the same time, like I feel like the NBA don't want to keep putting that product out there on the court. You know what I mean? I feel like you could tell, like I even seen like on some of the morning shows talking about how upset Adam Silver appeared. You know what I mean? Considering like, you know, this is like the biggest weekend outside of the Super Bowl. As far as sports, you got All Star Weekend. You got Super Bowl, you got All Star Weekend. I ain't really sure what else like, but those are two biggest weekends that come to mind in sports to me. You know what I mean? So it just seemed like the guys just won't. They won't. They won't try to have. Um, I know LeBron talked a little bit after the game that they wanna, they wanna, kind of get together and see like different ways they can make it more competitive. But they just got to make the decision. Like it ain't really, they probably gonna want more money. Like for the in season tournament, the winners got 500,000. Yeah, so the winners got 500,000, which, you know, with the in season tournament, it's a little different because you playing for those guys at the end of the bench who don't make as much. But in the All Star game, everybody making 100 million, 200 million. So it's like the money ain't nothing to them. Like who are they really playing for? So it's like now you got to find some other incentives. Maybe raise the money up, bring in that that idea that Hassan Whiteside was talking about. I think that'll make guys really really ball. Also too, man, I saw something on the internet that Luka Doncic had talked to JJ Redick about on his podcast, and he was talking about getting rid of defensive 3 seconds. That's an interesting one right there. That's an interesting one right there. I think that'll definitely change some things. Cause even Luca was like, he already know he kind of watch his defender and also watches the paint, cause he know that defender inside the paint got to move within 3 seconds. And once that defender start to move, that's when he take off. So yeah, man. Like I think, man. I think it's a couple different things they're gonna do, but I feel like that giving the conference winner home court advantage in the finals, I think that'll do it. I think that'll do it. That'll give more competitiveness right there. You know what I mean? I think more guys will play defense. But if you actually remove defense of 3 seconds though, man, I don't think they're gonna go that far because that's gonna bring the scoring way down. Cause you ain't really gonna have too much scoring going on in the paint, and then I feel like more players might get injured because there's gonna be more traffic in the paint. The NBA, it kind of seems like they want more spacing so they can get more free lanes with guys one on one to the basket. Uh, Guys playing on the perimeter, shooting a whole bunch of threes. But as you can see, this where it led us to games like that in the All Star game. But even in the regular season, even though guys play more defense and way more competitive than they was in the All-Star game, I think overall fans have seen like a drop off in the defensive play in the NBA. So, but yeah, I just think like there's a couple things that they can do to fix it, man. But the highlight of the weekend was the 3-point contest. The celebrity game was all right. I think they didn't really have you know, the big name celebrities in it, but you got to see like some guys you didn't know can hoop like Michael Parsons can hoop for real. Puka Nakua can hoop for real. So that was interesting to see that. Kai was mad. Casanat was mad he didn't get the ball. So he said Michael Parsons was hawking, man. So that was kind of funny, man. But that was cool to see because you didn't really expect you not really expecting too much out of the celebrities. You know what I mean? But like I said, the 3-point contest was cool. The dunk contest. I mean, come on, man. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is at this point. I think shout out to Jalen Brown though for actually participating, even though that dunk he did over Cal was just horrible. Like you got people jumping over 7 footers, and you gonna jump over Cal. That was crazy. But just him participating alone, I think make some other guys, some bigger name guys get in it. Like I want to see Anthony Edwards get in it next year. You know what I mean? I want to see guys like that get in it. So that way I want to see, man, Russell Westbrook. Oh my God, that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy if Ja Morant get in it next year. Like that's what we want to see. Like those guys. Like if the NBA can go to those guys, like, look, man, we need y'all to help resurrect this event. I want Ja Morant, I want Russell Westbrook, and I want hold up, Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Edwards. I want McClung to come back, defend his title. He won 2 times in a row, even though he's not in the NBA. But dude, a beast though. He can definitely dunk. But he been dunking like that since high school. I don't know if y'all seen his highlights or not, but if you go back and watch McClung high school highlights, like he was dunking like that in the game. So he been crazy. So yeah, I want to see Russell Westbrook, Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, and McClung go at it with some other guys too. Maybe see Zach Levine come back and do it. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, man. So that's what I want to see. Yeah, I mean, but hopefully next year it'd be better, man. It'd be better. I think this year right here was a letdown for sure. But I don't think the NBA is pretty proactive. So I don't think they're gonna let this happen again next year. So I'm expecting some news to come out maybe sometime after the season, right after the finals or something like that about some things they're gonna do differently. So hopefully we see that. But some other things that's going on in the NBA, man. Some other headlines I want to get to, just a few of them. LeBron kind of spoke on retirement this week, which is crazy. As somebody who kind of watched him from his senior year in high school and all the hype that was around him, and then to see him actually live up to expectations, actually exceed expectations. You know what I mean? He was the chosen one from the time he was 16. So to actually hear him talk about retirement is crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. And for him to still be playing at a high level is even crazier. So the question he was asked was, do he know how much time he got left? Which he said he don't know how much time he got left. But I think he gonna play 2 more years. I think he gonna play 2 more years, and then I think he gonna hang it up. You know what I mean? At least I think he got 2 more good years on him. You know what I mean? Like I said, he don't show no signs of slowing down. So who knows? You know what I mean? Father Time seemed to not get this guy. Father Time undefeated, but LeBron looking like he trying to get on that first L. So yeah, I don't see him retiring next year. But like I said, I think he got 2 more years left. I think he can become a free agent after this year. Probably re-sign with the Lakers, and then go from there. A matter of fact, I think he got an option. I think he got a player option for 50. Yeah, I think he got a player option for 50. So he might opt out and just to sign another deal for 2 or 3 more years, for 2 years, and then a player option at the end of that. He always get a player option. That way he can kind of like, the ball can be in his court, on what he want to do. I say LeBron the GOAT. You know what I mean? I you know that's gonna be a debate forever. But as far as like I look at it like the Jay-Z thing, like I look at Jay-Z as the GOAT, and it was a couple, uh memes or graphics or posts about people saying how Jay wasn't the best artist at this particular time, or he didn't sell the most at this particular time, and it was like 2000, 2001. I'm like, yo, stop. Stop the madness. Stop the madness, bro. Like, shout out to those people, who they said, well, had a better year than Jay or sold more records than Jay at that time. But they had moments. Jay been great for 30 years. You know what I mean? It's like what he said in public service announcement. Ain't nobody been good for this long. And that's how I look at LeBron. Nobody, even Jordan, nobody has been this good for this long. And that's how I was, once he got the record for most scoring, most points in NBA history, like come on, bro. Like he 39 now, still doing what he doing. So it's just like when you got sustained greatness over a long period of time, it's just like Tom Brady got sustained greatness over a 20-year career. This is the sustained greatness. And I feel like Jordan was better than LeBron at Jordan. When Jordan was at his peak and at his best, I think he was actually better than LeBron. But even Jordan wasn't this great for this long. So it's like, to me, I had to walk over to the other side and say, I gotta give it to LeBron. I gotta give it to LeBron James, man. Like, he the GOAT to me because, like I said, nobody can refute this. Like, even if you on Jordan's side, and if you on Kareem's side or whoever side you on, you can't dispute this fact right here. Nobody in NBA history has been this good for this long. You think he's going back to Cleveland? I don't think he's going back to Cleveland, bro. I think he did what he did for Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland, this is for you. That was it. I think he did what he did. I think he's gonna retire Laker, man. I don't think he wanna go nowhere else. You know what I mean? Especially like the stuff he doing off the court, even though he got so many resources, he can kind of work from anywhere. But I feel like that's what he want to retire, man. That's what he said as well. So I'm gonna take him at his word. But anyway, like I was saying, man, nobody, and I challenge anybody to debate me on this right here. Nobody in the history of the NBA has been this good for this long. Nobody. So I'm like, bro, not only does he got that, but he got the accolades to back it up. He got the 4 titles. He got the scoring title. And he about to be top 10 in every category. So, like I said, man, I was saying Jordan for a long time. And eventually, man, you just got to look at what LeBron is still doing at this point. Like, don't we got to factor that in? Like, we can't just take 13 years of LeBron's career because Jordan played, 13 years? Nah, LeBron played 20. So you got to take all of that into consideration. Even though Jordan was still, I want to say, averaging 20 points a game, at least 20 points a game when he was with the Wizards. He started to taper off. You know what I mean? And LeBron looked like he's still going strong 20 years in. So, like I said, man, in my opinion, I think Jordan was better than LeBron when Jordan was at his best. But LeBron has longer sustained greatness over a 20-year career. So you got to take all of that in. So, like I said, when I was saying Jordan, it was Jordan got the six championships, 0 losses. And now LeBron has the 4 championships. I think he got 6 losses. But at the same time, you got to factor in all the other accolades that he got. He's number 1 in scoring, and LeBron wasn't really. People ain't really look at LeBron like a scorer. He was more so of a facilitator. But that's just good to show you how good he is. If we stop at 15, who career is better? You can't stop at 15. You can't stop at 15. Like, you can't. LeBron played what? This the 21st year, 20. You can't stop at 15. And we can all say that, like, bro, man, if I stopped at 20, I wouldn't have grades coming in. It don't work like that. You got to take the whole body of work, and LeBron's still adding on. He's still adding on. Like, that scoring title is never gonna get broken. Like, he's still going. And the way he take care of himself, like he rarely get injured. He getting a little bit more nicks and and bruises here and there now that he getting older, but He never really had a major injury. So he was able to take care of himself, stay in shape, and stay on the court for the most part and be dominant every year. Like every year. So like I said, man, LeBron the GOAT, man. Like, I'm sorry. So, but that's it. That's it on that. You know what I mean? So we're gonna like y'all don't appreciate LeBron now, man. Y'all definitely gonna have to appreciate him and respect him, man, when he gone for sure. I feel like a lot more people gonna miss him when he gone. And a lot more people gonna respect and appreciate what he's doing now. You know what I mean? It's just it hasn't been done before. What he doing now, it hasn't been done. So moving right along to this guy, Doc Rivers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, what do y'all think about them, man? It's just frustrating to see these great players on this team and they look the way they look. I feel like they're gonna turn it around. I feel like they're gonna get it together. They 3-7 right now since Doc Rivers took over. But let me go back to Doc Rivers for a second. I didn't know he was an advisory to the Milwaukee Bucks while Adrian Griffin was the head coach. So like it just leads you to wonder like what was going on behind the scenes. What was he saying? Was he advising them like, hey, I can coach this team, you know what I mean, or I can do this? But they was 33-13 with Adrian Griffin as the head coach. Adrian Griffin would have been coaching the East All-Star team if he wouldn't have got fired. So I'm like, why did he get fired? It had to come from the players. The players just weren't happy with him or whatever. Maybe the way he was doing stuff. But regardless of how he was doing stuff or, whatever he was doing, it was 33-13. And now you 3-7. And like when Doc first got the job, this dude had the nerve to say, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Or he said, I wouldn't wish this on nobody. I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the exact quote in front of me. But he said that he don't wish this on nobody. Bro, you took the job. You could have said no. You could have kept broadcasting for ESPN and ABC. But you took the job. Like, what do you mean you don't wish this on nobody else? Man, that's crazy. And to see, like I said, you deserve some more time. Like I said, it's a new it's a new team for you, new players, new guys, probably implementing a new system. But it don't look good, man. And I'm one of the people who like if you look at Doc Rivers' career as far as a basketball coach, he won the championship in '08 with the Celtics, but he had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo. He had that was his core right there. That's four Hall of Famers right there. So that's four Hall of Famers on your team, and he hasn't won anything since. I don't even think he has he been to the conference finals since then. I don't think he's been to a conference finals. I know he's known for blowing a lot of 3-1 leads, 3-1 leads and 2-1 and 2-0 leads. So in my opinion, like I said, I feel like Doc is overrated. You know what I mean? If we being honest about what has happened since they won that championship in 2008, he hasn't won since. So I think they actually went back to back. I think they ended up losing to the Kobe's Lakers the year after that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So they did end up going back to the finals. But he hasn't won since that team. Like, and he had some pretty good teams with the Clippers. And you had the MVP and James Harden and a young Tyrese Maxey in Philly. Couldn't do nothing with him. Couldn't do nothing with them. So like Doc looking a little overrated right now, man. So they might do Doc dirty if he don't win this year. Hey man, listen. I was listening to Stephen A. The other day he was saying that he think they're gonna give him another year, being that he came in the middle of the season. Which I agree. I think they're gonna give him another year as well, being that he came in the middle of the season. I agree with that. All right, so but man, if you don't win with this team, bro, this team just won the championship 2 years ago, right? They just won the championship 2 years ago, and they pretty much got the same team. They don't got Drew Holiday. Now that Drew Holiday loss is looking more and more of a big deal now because their defense is horrible, and Drew Holiday one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. Even though they gained a lot offensively with Dame coming over and the clutch factor and another option when teams key on Giannis in the fourth quarter. You got Dame to take over. I can't say overrated the way they did the last coach. No job security. That's true. Like they fire a lot of coaches over there. So, and I'm a big fan of Giannis. A big fan of Dame, but he just got there. Dame just got there. Giannis been there, so I'm pretty sure they not firing all these coaches without talking to Giannis. So it's something going on, man. Something going on. But I mean, I say he overrated, bro. What has he done? Like what has he done since he left? Like that's what I want somebody to kind of tell me. Like what has he done with these? Because he had some pretty good teams. He had some pretty good teams with the Clippers. Nothing. He had a pretty good team in Philly. Nothing. So it's like I ain't seeing it. You know what I mean? I ain't seen it. So I feel like I feel like he overrated. Yeah. But back to Giannis, like something ain't right. Something definitely going on, man. And like I said, I hope at the end of the day, when I first saw the trade, this was before Doc Rivers was a coach. I said I think they're gonna win a championship because I felt like you had enough. You had enough of the same team defensively because they're a big team. You got Giannis, you got Lopez. You know what I mean? They still got Portis. I don't know if they traded Portis or not. I gotta look into that. But you still had Portis. You got Connaughton coming off the bench. You got like they got some pieces, man. They got good defenders on that team. At least enough to where like their offense should be so high powered that, bro, you don't need a whole lot of defense. Now you gotta play some defense, but your offense so high powered that, like, come on, man, you don't got to be a juggernaut on defense. We seen teams that weren't juggernauts win titles, but you definitely got to be able to get some stops, some timely stops when you need them, and some timely buckets. And they got the guys that can do that. Like they got the guys that can do that. But I'm just looking at it like, man, I just don't see like, I just don't know if they're gonna win it with him. You know what I mean? With Doc. Like, so I hope they do. Like I said, I want to see Dame get one. Like I said, I like Giannis a lot, man. I'm a big fan of Giannis as well. So I definitely wouldn't mind seeing those guys get another one, and seeing Dame get his first championship. And like I said, Doc, he got it. Like your last championship, you had 4 Hall of Famers on your team, like, and it's like, bro, like what reputable coach couldn't have won with that team? A lot of coaches could have won with that team. So that's why I go to like overrated because it's been a long time since he won. So, but yeah, so we're gonna, like I said, man, that's pretty much like what I think about that. And like I said, I think they definitely going I think they definitely can turn it around because I feel like Dame and Giannis got that dog in them, and I feel like they got enough pieces around them to actually turn things around. You know what I mean? I feel like those guys gonna pull together. They gonna get it done, even if it's in spite of Doc Rivers. You know what I mean? But if he don't get it done, if he don't get it done with this group, man, hey man, look, let's go ahead and hang it up, man. But yeah, we're gonna switch gears, man. Excuse me. We're gonna switch gears to the NFL. This is the stress of all my life right here. Dallas all in for 2024. Did y'all hear Jerry Jones say that? Jerry Jones said Dallas is all in for 2024. You hear me? Now, when I first heard him say that, right? When I first heard him say that, you want to know what I said? This was my exact thought when I first heard him say that.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the first thing I thought about. Like, come on, bro. All in for 2024. We tired of losing, cuz. We tired of losing, bro. 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. Lose to the 49ers, lose to the 49ers, lose to the Green Bay Packers. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, bro, we gotta cut this out, bro. We gotta cut this out. At some point, we gotta turn up. Some point we gotta turn up. Some point we gotta make a move. We gotta make a move here and there. Like last year, how we go the whole season, pretty much. I'm gonna say since Vander Esch got hurt, we don't play. We don't got no linebackers. If you go back and watch our film from the time Peyton Vander got hurt, we have no linebackers. Our linebackers are safeties. Like I don't know if y'all saw Jordan Jordan Love on Michael Parsons podcast, basically telling them how they pretty much ran the ball down their throat and destroyed them. Well, I'm gonna say us and destroyed us, as you see, I'm a Dallas fan, and destroyed us because we had safeties playing linebacker. He told them straight up to his face, bro, y'all had safeties playing linebacker. Like it works when you got a lead and you get the team and down and distance. Like if you win on first and second down and you got the team in third and long all the time, it works for us because we playing with speed. But when the game is at the beginning of the game, when teams decide that we're gonna just be physical with them. Once our linemen get to the second level, it's a wrap. Come on, man. Once them guards and the center or the tackle get their hands on Bell or the safeties that we got playing at the second level, it's over. That's why you saw teams be able to run on when it mattered. When it mattered the most. Let me see. Let me go to the comments. Hey Ma, my boy said we keep messing around. Parsons and Lamb gonna leave. They ain't going nowhere. Like the way the CBA set up right now, they ain't going nowhere because this one thing, Jerry is like the best businessman in the NFL. You can franchise tag him twice, so they ain't going nowhere. First, he gonna pay him anyway because if you go ahead and get their extension out of the way now, it's gonna help us free up cap space. Like if they go ahead and sign Dak now, it's gonna help us free up cap space. Like it's gonna sound like to the public, which is gonna be a big number. Like you gonna have to think about it. They 3 huge contracts we got coming up: Lamb, Parsons, Dak. But we got to get them out the way. We got to get them out the way because that's gonna create cap space for us to make some moves. What moves we need to make? Like, bruh, the first thing we need to do after, like I said, go ahead and get the contracts done. We gotta get some linebackers, man. We gotta get some linebackers. I think we need to go get Devin White out of Tampa Bay because we need like a physical linebacker to set the tone. Like we need physical linebackers. Like we always go for the finesse linebackers. Jeff Cook, what's up, Pop? Jerry Jones been lying for 28 years. All cap, yeah. Yeah, man. He been all cap, bro. He been all cap. But look, I do got some good news for Cowboys fans. They said Jerry Jones been talking to Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson is back in the building in an advisory role. Now, Here's the thing though. Me seeing Jimmy Johnson and watching him over the years, is Jerry really gonna listen to him? Because I feel like the first thing he gonna tell Jerry is, look, man, you need to take a back seat. You know what I mean? You need to take a back seat, let your coach do what he do. You know what I mean? Let your coach have control of the team. If guys feel like they can go over the coach to come to you, like you taking all the power away from the coach, it don't really make no sense. It don't really make no sense. So I feel like if he actually listened to Jimmy Johnson, if that's what he mean by all in, like, look, I'm willing to take a back seat. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win a championship. Like, bro, just go sit in the skybox. They gonna show you a couple times a game. Just sit back there. You ain't got to do a press conference after every game. You know what I mean? Cut back on the weekly radio show you do every, like, it's too much. I understand, bro. You don't listen. This brand ain't going nowhere, bro. You don't build it. You know what I mean? You don't build it. You ain't gotta keep doing all this. You ain't gotta keep doing all this, bro. Just go sit in the box. Let the coaches coach. Let my man you know my man Will McClay who picking the players. Let him do his thing. Matter of fact, let him be the GM. That's what we need to start at. You know what I mean? But like I said, we definitely need some linebackers. We need a big interior guy. I know we just drafted Mozzie Smith. Hopefully the second year he give us more than what he gave us in his rookie year. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because everybody don't play uh great football their first year. Some people need time. So hopefully in his second year, he'll give us a little bit more to work with. We got Diggs coming back. We got Deron Bland gonna be he gonna be better next year as far as in coverage. Um, like I said, he started out the year great, but like towards the back end of the season, he started to get toasted a little bit. So he a young player, so I'm not too concerned there. And like I said, we got Diggs coming back next year. I think we need to bring our two safeties back. We need to bring Wilson back. You know what I mean? We need to bring Wilson back because my boy be hitting. You know what I mean? My boy be hitting. He ain't scared to come down and lay the lumber. So I feel like, he got the mentality that we need on defense. But we need a linebacker, man. Like, you see Roquan Smith, bro, in Baltimore, like, the intensity that he play with, like, he got a Ray Lewis type intensity. Like, that's what we need on defense. We always going for the finesse linebackers. Oh, the linebacker. Oh, he run a 4.4. Man, listen. Forget all that. We need a linebacker to not wait for you to come through the hole. Beat you in the hole. Like, meet you there. You know what I mean? And play with that intensity. Like you can feel Roquan's presence on that defense, bro. Like, when soon he got over there, you saw the difference. And that's why they was the number one defense in football. They won a triple crown. Points, yards, and points, yards, and I think turnovers. So like the public never knows who the owner is on winning teams. You want to see Kansas City owner at a trophy presentation. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey man, look man, you ain't gonna keep coming at my team owner, bro. Listen, hey. That's facts though. You know what I mean? In the comments, just for people who can't see the comments, uh, it said the public never knows who the owners are on winning teams. You only see Kansas City owner at the trophy presentation. That's bars. That's bars right there. Mm-mm-mm. That's true, man. I would have never known who the Kansas City owner was if they won't win in the Super Bowl. And that's because the AFC Championship trophy is actually named after their family. So that's another reason how I know. But other than that, I wouldn't know who owned the team. It's crazy. So I just feel like that's what I hope Jimmy Johnson is putting into Jerry's ear. Like, look, in order for you to win, bro, this is what you got to do. All right, now let's get over to that. When the playoff game first happened, And I saw it. I was like, listen, we need to move on. It's time for us to move on. Okay. Dak is a good quarterback. All right. Cowboy fans. Dak is a good quarterback. Okay. He has the ability, the physical ability to win a championship. He do. It's up here that I'm concerned about. You know what I mean? When the lights get brightest and we need you to come through, we need you to put the team, raise the team up. That's what I'm worried about because he had a couple good games in the playoffs. That game against his first playoff game, I want to say against Green Bay, he had a great game. We was down. We got down about 2 or 3 scores, I think. He was part of the reason why we was down 3 scores, but he did a great job bringing us back and tying the game. We ended up losing because Aaron Rodgers did something crazy on the sideline that I still had nightmares about. But and that game he had against Tampa Bay, I want to say was it last year? Yeah, that game he had against Tampa Bay, man, they were the best games he ever had. But that's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about that physically. Like, can he make the necessary throws? Can he get out the pocket? It's decision making, and it's the mental capacity to lock in, focus, and not make the same mistakes you make every year at the biggest point of the game. Now, a lot of people blaming Dak for this loss. He was part of the loss, but the defense played worse than him. And that's a fact. The defense played worse than him. So I just can't say, you know, the loss is totally on Dak. I feel like it's equal blame to go around. Dak, Jerry, the defense, and the coach. Because the coach ain't never had him ready to play. If you watch that game from the beginning, they came out flat. They came out flat the whole game, like, and never made adjustments. Because Dodds was killing us on that same crossing route the whole game, and we did not make one adjustment to stop him. Like, that's coaching. That's coaching. And it looked really bad for Mike McCarthy because not only did you lose to the team you once coached that fired you, but you lost to the coach that replaced you. Like that, that was total validation on them moving on from you and hiring Matt LaFleur. It's almost like they knew what you was gonna do, which is crazy. Which is crazy. So like that's a even bigger indictment on the coach because it's like, bro, like you lost to the coach that they replaced you with. Not just lost, you got blown out. I don't want to hear about, you know, the score being, closer at the end. That was garbage time. I think that ended up with like 400 yards. I ain't trying to hear that, bro. Play God off. And to his credit, though, he did say that after the game. Hey, man, I sucked. Straight up. Yeah, but, we tired of hearing that now. We tired of hearing that, man. And it's partly Jerry's fault because we ain't had no linebacker. You the GM. You the GM. Like, come on, man. Like, we ain't got no linebackers, bro. We playing defense with safeties. So, like, even though I believe Dan Quinn was totally horrible down the stretch of the season, especially like that playoff game, he was trash. What did he have to play with? They was able to run the ball on us because we ain't had no linebackers. Buffalo ran down our throat because we ain't had no linebackers. We did a better job against Miami overall, but that they ended the game running the football because we ain't got no linebackers. And I hear people saying, put Micah at linebacker. Put Micah at linebacker. That's never going to happen. I'm going to tell you why. Here's what Micah knows. Micah's not going to get paid like a defensive end if he's playing linebacker. You see, Bosa just got 30 million a year plus. Inside linebackers don't get paid as much as D ends. And even though Michael Parsons is a linebacker in title, his primary position is DN or outside linebacker as an edge rusher. So it would be not a smart idea if I'm Michael's agent to have him, hey, don't you go in there and tell them you'll play middle linebacker. No, sir. You stay on that D line. You come off that edge. And I feel like he helped us better coming off the edge. But at the same time, they got to move him around. You can't just line him up on one side and say, hey, this is where Michael's going to be. Because teams are able to game plan for him if you know where he's going to be at. Now, if you line him up on the outside, then right before the snap, move him to the inside, slide the defense. You know what I mean? You got to do different stuff with him to confuse the defense. That way they can't key on him. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like. You know what I mean? I feel like if you doing things like that, you know, it's gonna work out better for us. But you gotta get some linebackers in there, man, and not just any linebackers. You gotta get, like I said, I would say, talk to Devin White. You know, guys like that, man. Patrick Queen. I think he's gonna be a free agent this year from Baltimore. Them two. I'm talking to both of them. And if you know what I mean, Van Der Esch come back healthy, that's cool too. But he get hurt. He do get hurt a lot. So we need to have more depth. We need to have more depth at that position. Put me in the game, coach. Ain't it, man? Yeah. Oh, it's crazy, man. And then on the offensive side, like as far as free agency or the moves we need to make, we gotta patch up the offensive line. Hopefully Zach Martin come back healthy. You know what I mean? Biotis, hopefully, I think we need to re-sign him, bring him back. Terrence Steele, I think we need to move on. You know what I mean? And I don't think I don't think he I don't we just signed him not too long ago, so that would kind of have to be like a trade situation, I believe. But I think we need to bring Leo Collins back. You know what I mean? Which we did bring him back to the practice squad, I believe, for the end of the season, but I don't think we didn't make him active for the playoff game. But I think we need to bring him back to solidify that offensive line. We need to draft Tyler Tyron Smith's replacement at left tackle, or we either gonna move Tyler Smith, the younger Smith, to the left tackle, draft the left guard, keep Biotis, Zach Martin play right guard, and then have Leo Collins at right tackle. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? I'm talking real football. This for my real football fans right here, not for you casual fans that don't really know the game. Like I said, I'm more into X's and O's and you know all phases of the game. No money left in Dallas, salary cap to get star players. They'll have salary cap money once they redo Dak deal. Once they redo Dak deal and they'll be able to give them a big signing bonus up front and stretch the money out. So they'll have some cap money to make some moves. And once they release a few players, like I said, they release Terrence Steele. I think they should. I don't know, man. I think they should probably either franchise tag Tony Pollard again, or I don't want to say move on from him because he coming back. He just had 1 year off that injury, so I don't think we should. I don't know, man. I'm a little torn on Tony Pollard, but I feel like we do need a power back to offset Tony Pollard because he don't even run the same no more. Like he was a speed demon. Like he was a home run hitter type of running back. This year, it felt like he was running to contact. Like it's almost like he was trying to get tackled. You know what I mean? So his running style a little different than it was, when he had that breakout year, which made him move on from Zeke. I felt like we really needed Zeke this year from pass protection standpoint and in the red zone. You can say what you want about Zeke, about his numbers declining and all that, but when we was down in that red zone, 4th and 3rd and 1, he delivered. So I feel like that's definitely what we was missing this year. We didn't go out and sign nobody. That's on Jared. You know what I mean? That's on Jared. So he say he all in. Like he got to show me, man. Like this. Hey, we've been teetering on mediocre and underachieving since I was a little boy. Like, come on, bro. Like this getting old now. It's getting old now. So like for us to stand pat like we did, and I think they actually were gonna bring Dan Quinn back, and he didn't get the job in Washington, which is crazy to me. I'm shocked Mike McCarthy's still there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he our coach, so I'm gonna support him. But like I said, I wanted them to clean house. Like, bro, after that performance, after you put that on the field, but I feel like I'm guessing Jared taking responsibility for the moves he didn't make. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that I see that can justify him not cleaning house. You know what I mean? Because the way that team looked out there, that was crazy against the youngest team in the NFL. That's how y'all look. Offense, defense, special teams, all on. Ain't nobody show up. So, but yeah, man, I get so emotional talking about this team. Like they, hey yo, they killing me, man. Like it's crazy, bro. Like they gotta tighten up. We gotta do better, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. We gotta do better. I'm talking about from like an offensive standpoint. Like you got a couple people out there, a couple of running backs we can go out there and get. You know they a lot of people saying Derrick Henry. You got Saquon, who's he could be franchise tagged again by the Giants, but I don't think they're gonna franchise him again. At least if I was him, I wouldn't show up this time to play on the franchise tag. So they might end up either dealing him or releasing him. So we should look there. You got Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. I think he gonna be a free agent. And I don't know if I said Derrick Henry, but yeah, you got those three already. Like who I think will work. You know what I mean? But Josh Jacobs younger. I don't know. He pretty decent in pass protection, but you just don't know how much Derrick Henry got in the tank. You know what I mean? So like, it's like, what you gonna sign him to a 1 year deal, or something like that? That'll work. Um, I think we should move on from Gallup. You know what I mean? I think we signed him on a $57 million contract for, I want to say, 3 years. I think he in the last year of that, or this year coming up is the last year of that. I ain't sure. He might be a free agent. I mean, I gotta look into it, but I think we need to move on there. Maybe get another wide receiver, maybe younger, somebody younger, and somebody that's you know that can stay healthy. Somebody we can depend on. A big receiver. We don't really got no big receiver. So like somebody like Mike Evans, but I feel like Mike Evans might want too much money, and then we already got to pay CD Lamb. So, but yeah, it's a couple moves. It's a couple moves out there for us to make, man. But you got a ton of free agents coming up. Like you got Kirk Cousins out there. Not talking about him signing with us, but you got Kirk Cousins out there. He gonna be a free agent. Um, I would like to see him back in Minnesota, man, with Justin Jefferson, but they might be ready to move on. Um, Kirk Cousins got a whole lot of bags from these teams. A whole lot of bags. A whole lot of bags. So it ain't about the money. So he might be willing to take a discount to come back. Especially he got Jordan Addison. He got Addison and Jets. And he got both of them out there. Um so if I were them, I'd bring them back. You know what I mean? I think they need to do some stuff on defense. Um, you know, play better on defense. I think they'll be all right. And then as far as the defending champs go, I think their number one priority need to be Chris Jones. You got to bring him back, bro. Like, did you see him in the Super Bowl? Did you see his impact? Did you see his impact in the Super Bowl? I feel like they got to bring him back. You got to. You got to bring him back, man. And I feel like the best thing the Chiefs did was when they signed Patrick Mahomes to that 10-year deal. That 10-year, $45 million per year was $450 million. That was the best thing that they did because they should be able to make some moves. Only thing I hope they don't do like they did this year and it's gonna be hard to kind of push back on them against it because they end up winning the Super Bowl. But they need to go out and get a receiver, man. To go with Rashid Rice, uh, you know, a proven receiver. You know what I mean? I think hopefully they don't get cocky and be like, look, well, we won 2 Super Bowls without him, so you know what I mean? They might try to save some money there or whatever. But I think if they're gonna be all in on the three-peat, I think they should be able to have the money to go and get them a good free agent wide receiver. Like if they bring Mike Evans over there, oh my God. Mm-mm-mm. A big receiver too. And if either him or Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, bro, with Pat Mahomes. So I think they got some moves to be made too. You know what I mean? They got some moves to be made on offense. They definitely gonna need some help at the offensive line. So if I were them, I would definitely I would draft there, maybe sign a free agent or two, and then like T Higgins gonna be a free agent. So I feel like he gonna end up moving on from the Bengals because he gonna want to get paid like a one. He gonna want to go somewhere and be the number one guy. You know what I mean? I feel like he gonna want to go somewhere and be the man. You know what I mean? Even though he would like to stay with Cincinnati, but it's gonna be other teams throwing that bag at him. So I don't think he gonna. I think he gonna be up out of there. And if Kansas City can get him, if they can get him, boy. Or I like to see him go to Baltimore, man. Go to Baltimore with Lamar. Go to Baltimore with Lamar. They're gonna be in the market for another receiver. They need a big target. Most of their receivers are small. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're gonna be in the market for a receiver as well. If he want to go to a contender, I would look at those two teams. You know what I mean? The Chiefs also need to re-sign L'Jarius Sneed, and I don't know what's gonna happen with Baker. I don't know what's gonna happen with Baker. If I'm Tampa Bay, I'm bringing him back. Like I say, he played extremely well last year. Got him into the playoffs. Even though their record wasn't that great, he got him into the playoffs and he played well. So I think you should bring him back, man. Quarterbacks don't grow on trees, so it ain't like they got a high draft pick. So I bring Baker back. Maybe draft a guy that's that y'all can develop behind him. But I would definitely bring Baker back. You know what I mean? But it's free agency, man. It's kicking off. Teams can actually franchise guys starting yesterday, so should be a lot of news to talk about, man. Even though the football season is over, the Super Bowl is officially done. Kansas City Chiefs don't wrap that up. It's a new season now. It's the off season. NFL free agency has begun, so they give y'all a little bit of hope. Your team is still in it. They in it right now. Everybody 0-0. Everybody 0-0. It's gonna be interesting to see though what happens in Chicago. What happens in Chicago with the number one pick? That's gonna be interesting because you got these quarterbacks right here coming out, and it's like, what do they do with Justin Fields? What do they do with the number one pick? Washington got the number two pick. What do they do? It's a hard. I know it's gonna be a hard decision to make for Chicago GM. But the fact that they kept the same coach is almost like if you keep the same coach, you got to bring Justin Fields back, right? Because now you're just giving them another rookie quarterback that is unproven. So to me, it looked like they're gonna keep Justin Fields, but who knows what they're gonna do, man? Who knows what they're gonna do? They feel like last year they had the number one pick and they traded it away and to Carolina when they could have got C.J. Stroud. If they would have kept the pick and drafted C.J. Stroud number one, so they see how good he is. So they might be looking at it like, man, we done passed up on so many franchise quarterbacks over the years. Ain't nowhere in hell we gonna pass up on Caleb Williams. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this: Caleb Williams this year didn't have a great season. He had a pretty good season, but as far as the year before that, the Heisman year, he was just ridiculous. He was just ridiculous. But even last year, even though they struggled, especially he was asked to do so much because their defense was just horrible. Um, and you can see the ability, you can see the improvisation. Like you can see him on the move, make plays on the fly when things break down. You can see him throw on different platforms, throw off his back foot, different arm angles. It was just like you can see the playmaking ability, and that's what you want at the quarterback position. You pretty much want a point guard. You want a point guard who can improvise and make plays when things break down, because everything is not gonna be 1, 2, 3 throw. That ain't the way the NFL works. Quarterback is the hardest position in the league to play. I used to say corner, but it's quarterback, because you got to think about it. The quarterback know what everybody's doing. He has to know what everybody's doing. So it's like not only does he has to know what every player on the offense is doing, he has to know what everybody on the defense is doing. Get the snap from the center, make a decision within 2 seconds on where he should go with the football. But even before the snap, he got to make the checks at the line. Hey, what protection we gonna call? Like, it's so much stuff the quarterback got to do, man. Like, it's a hard position to play. So, like, you know, I take all that into consideration, man, when I'm talking about a quarterback. Some people just talk about it as if it's easy, anybody can do it. But hey, man, listen. And if you pay attention, I want y'all to pay attention, man, because they do this every draft. It's always that one quarterback that they trying to hype up for whatever reason. And you want to be careful with those guys, because they did the same thing to Daniel Jones. They did the same thing to Daniel Jones. They hyped him up. He was in Duke. Hey, he was coached by Peyton Manning's coach and all that, bro. Come on, man. What are your eyes tell you? So now they got Drake May as the second quarterback off the board, who should be the second quarterback off the board. Hey, he ain't better than Michael Penix. He ain't better than Daniels. He ain't better than Bo Nix. So how all of a sudden he go to second? I don't know if y'all saw Carolina play this year, but I saw him a few games this year. I ain't see it, bro. I ain't see it. I'm like, you know, Washington got the second pick. If Chicago takes Caleb Williams, if Washington drafts Drake May second overall and leaves Daniels out there, who's the Heisman Trophy winner, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., leave all them out there, they deserve every loss they get. Hey, I'm talking about they deserve every loss they get, because you already got Sam Howell, who came from Carolina. They pretty much the same player. I don't even know if Drake May better than Sam Howell. I can't definitively say that. So it's like, why would you like, yo, that would be a big mistake. And like I said, he might be end up being a great quarterback. At the end of the day, we all just projecting and predicting. But if you go off what we seen as far as like on film, come on, man. There's always one they trying to hype up. There's always one. Just keep your eye on them. Just keep your eye on them, because it's like I said, it's always one that they want to push. They want to push to the front. Hey, we got to have one. We got to have one. Come on, bro. What you see? What you see on film? I know what I saw. And then they'll go back to, he didn't have a great 2023, but what did he do in 2022? Man, come on, man. Stop the madness. So if Chicago take Caleb Williams, if they draft the Carolina kid, I'm becoming a Cowboy fan. Hey, look, one thing about it, we got plenty of room for you, bro. I got I got plenty of jerseys for you. I got another hat. You know what I mean? We got plenty of stuff for you. You know what I mean? Go in the NFL shop, get you right. I mean, holler at our plug, holler at our jersey plug. You know what I mean? We'll get you right. You know what I mean? But yeah, so if Washington, if they Draft Drake May. I think that's gonna be a mistake, and it kind of remind me of. All right, so let's go to the 49ers for example. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. They lucky. Let me tell you why. Because they drafted Trey Lance. I want to say what number three overall. They moved up about. I want to say they were drafting in the top 15. They moved all the way up to three. They gave up 3 first-round picks to move up. Right? You draft Trey Lance. He not on the team no more. So just imagine if Brock Purdy don't play as well as he did. Bro, coaches get fat and GMs get fat for decisions like that. Like I feel like, bro, they pretty almost owe their jobs to Brock Purdy for how well he played. Now imagine if he don't play well, and you got a Trey Lance who you went up to the third pick, spent 3 first-round picks on, and now he not even on your team no more. So if Brock Purdy doesn't work out for them, you talking about Shanahan and John Lynch possibly getting fired. You know what I mean? So it's just like decisions like that, man. Decisions like that get you fired. So, like I said, I wish Drake made the best. I think he is a good quarterback for sure. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think it's guys that's in this draft class that's better. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see what they do. If I'm Chicago, man, I keep Justin Fields. You know what I mean? I feel like Justin Fields is going to be a great quarterback, but it depends on the coaching situation. Like, is Eberflus a good coach? You know what I mean? Like, like that matters when you're a quarterback. What team you go to, the situation, who's the coach, who's the GM, who's the quarterback coach, or offensive coordinator, what system you running. Like that matters. Like that really matters. So you know, everybody not gonna hit the ground running. Some people need to be put in a system. Like I don't like coaches who try to change players to fit their system. Like no, you need to change your system to fit the players you got. Like that's the signs of a good coach, a coach that can adjust his system to fit the players he got. So that's what I would do, man. You know what I mean? So but with that being said, man, that's gonna be the show for today. I appreciate y'all listening in. Appreciate y'all, interacting with your boy, commenting. Go to our YouTube channel, man. We fairly new, so go to our YouTube channel. It's greatly appreciated. We want to build this thing to something. You know what I mean? We just want to be a platform, like I said, for fans and like where we want to take it to. We want to get together with people, go to the games. You know what I mean? We want to go to some of the NFL games, go to the NBA games and document their experience, the fan experience. Like that's some of the things we want to do with the platform. So if you see us on Facebook, go like the Cooking Up Sports page. Go to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe. That way you can be the first one to get, the notification whenever we drop a video or anything like that. So I just want to say appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for spending a little time with us. And that's it for the game. Peace out. Cooking up.